Remember, no advisement or homeroom today, and it's time for tryouts for girls basketball. All in today's announcements. Hi, I'm your host, Eric White, and after the announcements, we'll take a look at the senior athletes being honored before the football game. And FYI for teachers, the entire senior recognition is several minutes long just in case you need to maximize your instructional time. Now let's get started. Any girl interested in playing for the Lady Red Devil basketball team, tryouts will be next Monday at 3:50 in Tiernan. You must have a physical form on file to try out. For information, see Coach P in room R230. There will be a picnic on Wednesday in Glen Miller Park hosted by the GSA and the Movement. The picnic is a pitch-in and will be in the shelter by the duck pond from 5 to 6 p.m. All are welcome. Just bring a food item to share with everyone. Picture retakes will be on October 29th. Get a packet from your English teacher if you missed it or didn't like your pictures. You will have your retakes taken during your English class. Location for pictures will be announced later. Our Shelves is our very own food pantry and clothes closet. It's a place at RHS where students who need help can get it. If you need help from Our Shelves or would like to volunteer to help Our Shelves, see Mrs. Lepresti. Here's a look at some of the important things coming up at RHS. First, remember that we're on an early release schedule this week due to tonight's parent-teacher conferences. English ECA testing begins today, and since some testing is in the library, there will be limited availability. Also, because of testing, there will not be homeroom advisement period today. When we come back next week, we'll begin the week with Algebra ECA practice, and testing will be on next Wednesday and Thursday. Remember, next week is the last full week of classes before finals week for the first try. Seniors wanting a picture in the yearbook who aren't having their senior pictures taken outside of school, free senior pictures for the yearbook will be taken on October 29th during all 3 lunches. Location will be announced later. Any student interested in wrestling, stop by the athletic office to sign up and pick up a packet of information. Team money is due by October 25th, and you must have your physical by November 4th if you don't have it already. Want to show off your talent? The Youth as Resources Youth Spotlight Talent Night will be November 16th this year at Dennis. To apply, you have to send a video of your talent and an email by October 31st to the email on your screen. Top prize is $250. There will also be prizes for second and third place. Get your video in as soon to make sure you get entered to win. Now for the Red Devil forecast. The coldest weather so far this fall will move in later as we see highs in the low 50s. Tonight the chance of rain moves in overnight. Lows fall into the 30s and even bring a chance of some snow flurries. Wednesday is much of the same with temperatures only reaching the high 40s. In closing today, on Friday night, all the senior athletes were honored before the football game. Here's a look at all of them and their family members who are being honored with them.
We'd like to honor these athletes and their parents tonight. First up, Morgan Bragg. Morgan is accompanied by his mother, Lisa Hunt, and his father, Mark Bragg. Next we have Michaelan Cole. Michaelan is escorted by his mother, Kathy Sellers, and his grandmother, Evelyn Sellers. Please welcome Trenton Davis. Trenton is here with his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Tim Davis. Dylan DeLucio. Dylan is accompanied by his father, Jeff DeLucio, grandparents Gerald and Gaynell DeLucio. He's also accompanied by his grandmother, Janice Callahan. Help me welcome Ego Efe. Ego is escorted tonight by Mrs. Jill Halloran. Urenze Chukwu Ekweiler, accompanied by his parents, Mr. Ike Martin Ekweiler and Mrs. Susan Marie Ekweiler. Help me welcome Dylan Eversole. Dylan is here with his mother and stepfather, Margie Jones, and David Martinez, and his brother, Kyle Eversole. Nathan Flannery. Nathan, escorted by his parents, Sharon and Matthew Fulton. Trey Flood. Trey, accompanied by his parents, Latasha Mason and Paula Guyan. Jalen Hampton. Jalen, escorted by his mother, Terry Anderson, and his father and stepmother, James and Jennifer Hampton. Welcome Noah Harrison. Noah, here with his parents, Donald and Stephanie Harrison. Jonathan Holland. Jonathan, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Travis and Sherry Holland. Russell Johnson. Russell, being escorted by his mother and father, Floyd and Becky Johnson. Obama Lucky. Obama, escorted by Lois and Dr. Gary Brown. Matthew Morrow. Matthew, here tonight with his parents, Mike and Teresa Morrow. Blake Mullins. His escort tonight, his mom, Jenny Mullins. Solomon Murphy, escorted by his father and stepmother, Paul, M&A, and his mother, Lisa Mitchell. Help me welcome Anthony Officer. Anthony being escorted by his mother, Don Wharton, and his grandfather, Dan Stephen. Dakota Pennington. Dakota, accompanied by his parents, Brian and Tanya Pennington. Dakota is also a member of the boys' soccer team. Jesse Spencer. Welcome, Jesse is accompanied by his parents, Tim and Tina Spencer, and his nephew, Jaden. Jordan Spicer. Jordan being escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Perry and Belinda Spicer. Travis, accompanied by his mother, Christine Owens. Blair Van Landingham. Blair is here with his parents, Kim and Valerie Van Landingham. Bryson Yates. Bryson, accompanied by his parents, Brad and Lori Yates. I'd like to apologize, I missed our twins, Jermaine and Jared Sharp. Jermaine and Jared are hard to miss. Escorted by their parents, Greg and Laura Sharp, and their brother, Adam Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your senior members of the 2013 RHS football team. Now to some of the real stars, our cheerleaders. Senior Brooke Day. Brooke is here with her parents, Shannon and John Day. Bailey Hillard. Bailey, accompanied by her mother and stepfather, Dawn and Lex Bond, and her father and stepmother, Brian and Danielle Hillard. Alex Wickett. Alex, escorted by her parents, Joe and Mary Wickett. Kylie Thomas. Kylie, accompanied by her mother, Tracy York, and her father, Barry Thomas. And those are our cheerleaders. On to girls soccer. Chloe Conley. Chloe here tonight with her mother, Brandy Wells, and her father, Tori Conley. Emma Tony. Emma, accompanied by her grandmother, Lori Purcell, and her siblings, Molly and Hendricks. On to golf. Our girls golf, one senior, Lauren Griffin. Lauren, escorted by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Quentin Griffin. Volleyball seniors, starting with Brianna Flood. Brianna is escorted by her parents, Jason and Amanda Flood. Hannah Foley. Hannah, accompanied by her parents, Wayne and Melissa Foley. Next up is Natalie Kitchen. Natalie is escorted by her father, Mark Kitchen. Next up, Tabby Smith. Tabby is escorted by her parents, Dan and Sandy Smith.
There he is.
Sydney Townsend. Sydney is here with her parents, Jim and Denise.
There it is.
Our last volleyballer, Keely Vanderpool. Keely, accompanied by her mother, Kate Vanderpool, and her brother, Brenton Thomas. Girls cross country. Senior, Megan Allen, escorted by Larry Stone. Kirsten Atkins. She is here tonight with her parents, Dunty and Amy Atkins. Tyra Green. Tyra's here tonight, escorted by her mother, Mary O'Connor. Sierra Jordan. Sierra, being escorted by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Chuck Jordan. Amber Sticko. Amber, escorted tonight by her parents, Les and Valerie Henderson. boys cross country, Jalen Sleep. Jalen is escorted by his mother, Cindy Anderson. Boys tennis now. First up, Corey Cox. Corey being escorted by his mother, Amy Murphy, and his brother, Bryce Moore. Next up is Gon Voracek. Gon is accompanied by his parents, Sekon and Wupan Voracek. Our boys soccer seniors, starting us off, Drew Barrett. Drew escorted by his parents, Brad and Marianne Barrett. Jared Lamar. Jared is accompanied by his parents, Mark and Holly Lamar. Bradley Miller. Bradley is escorted tonight by his mother, Tara Watson. Jordan Miller. Jordan is accompanied by his parents, Todd and Susan Miller. And Matt Sheridan. Matt is escorted by his parents, Jeff and Tricia Sheridan.